Ian Ladyman's been writing in the Daily Mail today that Gareth Southgate should still consider him for the Euros, but would he want to go? Jamie Vardy.
Absolutely. I mean, if all the decisions that we talk about with Gareth Southgate, with the players he's got to try and fit into a side and get on the plane, he needs to be on the phone to Jamie Vardy and saying, listen, I know I didn't use you properly. I know you had enough with sitting on the bench, getting 5 minutes here and there. That's why he ended up not wanting to go anymore. He doesn't want to play second fiddle at his age to Harry Kane. But wouldn't it be amazing for him to have his last big tournament to win a European Championship, to have that to your name? And I think with him in the side or around it, someone that you can bring in and play in certain games, he's absolutely massive for England. Gareth Southgate should be on the phone to him, begging him to play.
Do you think that's it? Do you think, Ali, that could be the game changer for England, bringing him in, trying to convince him to come back?
I don't know if it's a game changer, to be honest. I still get question marks about England defensively. You know, in terms of winning tournaments, I still think there are better teams out there. Are they capable of winning? Of course they are, but I still think there's better teams out there, and I'd question them defensively. But if you're asking me, would Jamie Vardy be, you know, would he strengthen that team and strengthen that squad? 100%, by the way. And I'm watching him at the weekend. He's come back for that hernia operation. And he's had 5 chances to score, Jamie. I mean,
yeah.
He's been different class. He's had 3 in the first half. He should have scored another in the second half. He scores his goal. You know, he's just...
I've got a stat here for you, Ali, which it will blow your mind. He scored 40 goals in 74 games against the big 6 teams.
I know, mate. I know. That's
so
ridiculous.
If you're talking about a player that can produce it against the top players, the top centre-halves...
Yeah.
He is that player, and you just if you take him to the Euros and you can convince him and say, listen, I'm not going to use you for 5-10 minutes and mug you off, you know, and because that's why he got the travelling out there, being a bit part player, didn't want to be involved in it anymore, and thought, you know, if you're not going to appreciate what I bring to the table, I'm not going to bother coming.
Do you know what's an interesting one, Jamie? Have a think about this, and it's worth thinking about. That statistic you just hit us with there is phenomenal, right? Guys like that who score against top teams are worth their weight in gold, right? Amazing as it sounds, I think Jamie Vardy prefers playing against teams of you know, certainly equal if not greater ability and talent, because they'll push forward.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They'll push forward, and he's got gaps to get into.
Yeah.
If he's playing against a Burnley or a Fulham, they'll be organised and sit back. Whereas if he's playing against a Spurs, a Liverpool, a Man City, he'll fancy himself to get chances, because they'll be far more open and they will attack.
And I think you know, people say no, it ain't going to happen, they're not going to do it. But if you look at it and you go, he's coming to the end of his sort of his career, you'd say he's in the highlight of it. And before he wanted to kind of prolong it because he felt like he was in that World Cup and thought he wasn't going to be a part, so he wanted to prolong his Leicester career.
Yep.
But this is a one-off moment.
I'm with you, mate.
Where you go, it's the Euros. We are potentially favourites because it's in our country as well. The final, the semi-final. If you and hopefully we could, you know, potentially have fans back as well. I think he could be massive. He could be the missing piece in that front line, because when Harry Kane tires and he will in the latter stages of that competition, if you've got a player like Jamie Vardy who can come on and do something special, he could be huge.